think that argument would have a lot more merit on the abuse of power charge if we don't take a look back and look at the whole destination and how we got here. And the reason I say that is because for 2 years we heard about Russian conspiracy, Russian collusion. How are we going to prove it? Chairman of the Intelligence Committee went on national TV and said he had direct evidence of Russian conspiracy. Well, the Mueller report came out. And actually, if you watch media, about a week before the Mueller report came out, we started switching to obstruction and obstruction of justice. And so we go through that. And the Mueller report comes out and shows there's absolutely no conspiracy, absolutely no collusion. So we're going to check that off the list. Now we go to 10 articles of obstruction of justice. And we walk through it, and we bring Bob Mueller into the judiciary hearing, and I'm pretty certain there were people marking out statues next to the Washington Monument of gratitude and gravitas of Bob Mueller. Well, that hearing fell flat, and obstruction of justice was abandoned. So then we moved into a July 25th phone call, and we went to quid pro quo. And quid pro quo kept going and kept going, but then they decided that wasn't working really well. So we poll tested bribery. And bribery had a little bit of a problem because you cannot prove the elements of the crime. And I don't care how many different ways we say it, when the victim of the crime, alleged victim, continues to go on national TV, international press conferences every step of the way and deny that he was a victim and deny that there was a crime, we move on. So we move from things of campaign finance, which didn't even work in the Mueller report, and continue to moving forward. So instead of starting an investigation in a general way and moving towards a specific crime, we try and pick 17 different specific crimes, and when they never get there, instead of doing what any reasonable investigator would do and say there is no there, we take it all and we put it together, and then we say, well, because we can't prove any of it, we're going to use all of it. And so if we want to know why we're here today, that's why we're here today, because this started the day President Trump got elected. It's continued through the Mueller report, not to be deterred. In a separate different thing, the day after the Mueller report hearings happened in the Judiciary Committee, I was in the Oversight Committee when they subpoenaed the personal emails of every member of the Trump family. This is never going to stop. I agree with my colleague from Ohio. It is never going to stop. And we will continue to move forward, but you cannot move through all of these specific crimes, use these words for weeks at a time, and the minute they fall apart, we just move on to the next thing. I think that's why you're losing the support of the American people. I think that's why you're losing support of your colleagues on your side of the aisle in Congress, and that's why we're here. So let's call it like it is and explain how we got here, why we're here, and where we continue to go.